Welcome back to Say Yes to You. On this channel, I love to talk about things related to meditation, spirituality, personal development, and the like. It's my goal. I'm going to see how this thing goes, but it is my goal that within every video, I'm able to offer you a tip, a trick, a procedure that you can do to begin to say yes to yourself sooner than later. Now, it's been 2 or 3 weeks now since I've posted anything, anywhere. And the reason being is because I've simply not had it in me. The energy, the motivation, whatever I was drawing upon to show up and shoot these videos. In truth, I just felt that it would be hypocritical of me to come out with high vibrational messages when I myself was not feeling that high vibrational. So if you are a highly sensitive person, you probably know what I'm talking about with being in tune with the energies inside of ourselves and picking up on other people's energies, resonating with that energy as well. So today, what I wanted to talk about is surrender. I'm continuing to go to work. Apparently, I am one of the essential personnel. I work in the healthcare field. So this morning, I was sitting with a resident doing my therapy, and all of a sudden it hit me. Oh my goodness, I am all up on this lady. In order to execute my function there, we do have to be in close proximity. And I was thinking, how is this thing going to work? Because there are a lot of jobs out there, not just healthcare. There are a lot of jobs that require you to be in close contact. The facility that I am in, I can't really say too much. Many of the of healthcare workers are dealing with the same thing. That's what I'll say. So they've provided us with what is available. As everyone knows, there's a shortage of PPE here and abroad. Okay. So they've given us what they can, and I'm using what I've been given. But I was just they're thinking I'm really in this lady's space. Not only that, because this is a group of people who are in such a facility for a reason, it's going to be very challenging to do that social distancing with such patients. Okay, so I did what I had to do. I provided my service, and that was that. But that just kind of lingered with me. I've not been leaving my home unless it's to go to work. So because I was working today, I said, I'm going to stop off and get some, look for toilet paper. To keep it real, I was out there looking for toilet paper. The first place I went, I saw not only the cashiers with their gloves and or masks. Many of the other patrons had gloves and masks and stuff like this. And I was looking, and I was like, okay, that's interesting. People are doing well. Their companies are providing them with the equipment. The one store, Winn-Dixie, if you're familiar with that chain here in the South, the Winn-Dixie actually has plastic partitions between the cashier and the customer. I went, no toilet paper, by the way. I went to the second place because it's on my commute. I went to the second place looking for toilet paper. No toilet paper. The lady who was behind the cash register there, she had on just a mask. And that was that. The third place I went, the woman behind the register had no mask, nor did she have any gloves on. And as I'm waiting in line, the store was kind enough to put, pieces of tape to demark, here's what 6 feet looks like. As I'm standing in line, I'm eavesdropping on other people's conversation, and I hear one lady say, how her doctor told her. I'm not even going to spread that. Her doctor gave her some information that seemed strange that a doctor would be saying this, you know. So when I got to the register, I said, hi, how you doing? Um, and that's something that's very important actually is to acknowledge people, because all I did was ask this woman how she was doing. I tend to be a nice person. I like to interact, a genuine person. If I don't mean it, I don't say it, regardless of who it is or what it is. But she seemed to be struck with just my interest in asking how she was doing, because I heard it said on the radio. These are people who are on the front line as well. It's not just healthcare workers. It's also food delivery people, grocery delivery people, the people we encounter in the grocery stores. These are people who are coming into contact with whoever shows up. And as we already know, there are many people who need to be in the house, but they're not. They're walking amongst us. So anyway, the lady didn't have any gloves on, nor did she have the mask. And I said, that's interesting. I'm just observing the choice that you've made here. And she said, how she almost doesn't see the point, because I'm not even going to spread that. But due to things that she had heard about the transmission of that virus. And I was thinking, I don't know what to believe anymore. I don't know which way to think. What I settled upon when I came back in the house, I took off my uniform and promptly dropped it in the washing machine. I, got in the shower and cleaned up and everything, and put on, a little bit of lipstick. I'm not even interested in putting on a face of makeup to do this. But when I came out, I said, surrender is the word. This is the time to surrender. We don't know who's going to be affected. If it's going to be us that's affected, if it's going to be someone that we care about, if not already, who's been affected. But surrender is what's indicated right now, because the information is out there as far as what you can be doing to keep yourself as safe as possible. But who's to say that taking all of those actions is foolproof? We don't know. And actually, that's leading into my tip. There we go. See how it all comes together? That's my tip for the day on how to surrender. And by surrender, I mean, let for people who are religious, you might hear, let thy will be done. For people who are more spiritual, I might say, the earth has its infinite wisdom. Mother Earth knows all. So because we're a part of it, it's best to surrender to the infinite wisdom of the earth, of the universe. And here's how you can surrender. So my tip for what you can do to surrender would be something as simple as meditation. When we're meditating, there's some schools of thought that suggest that, meditation is about having your mind to go still. Maybe, for people who perhaps are really skilled, really adept at a meditation practice. There are some who suggest, you look for those spaces, pay attention to the spaces in between the thoughts, because the thoughts are going to come. For most of us who are practicing, the thoughts are going to continue to come. So just look for the spaces in between those thoughts. That's what I do. So that's my tip for today is using meditation as your tool to help you to surrender, to help bring you into a centered place, to help you not be caught up in your mind going a million miles an hour, because there's just so much. There's just so much right now. So that's it. That's what I wanted to talk about today. Just surrendering, allowing infinite wisdom, a power higher than yourself to take the wheel. That was that Carrie Underwood song from years ago, Jesus Take the Wheel. there are going to be things that are simply out of our control. That's not to say you should not be washing your hands. A lot of people have been exposed. A lot of people have been exposed behind this COVID business for not washing their hands. So please, you know what I mean? Wash your hands. If you're lucky to have some hand sanitizer and you can't get to soap and water, just make sure that you're cleaning your hands. Please stop gathering in groups. That's something that's very disheartening to see, people who are ignoring the recommendations. But just listen to the recommended tactics that we can be using to keep ourselves safer. Not safe, but safer. But ultimately, it may sound flip, but it's going to be what it's going to be. Don't go looking for problems. You know what I mean? Don't go looking for the problem, but do what is within your control to keep yourself safer. So that's pretty much it. If you like this content, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. If you like the video, like the content, go ahead and give it a like, and leave a comment, and just let me know what is something that actually, what's the question? My question would be, maybe with the quarantine, maybe with seeing how other people are acting, maybe in observing yourself, what do you notice for the better or for the worse? But what's something that you're noticing now in these last 2 and 3 weeks that maybe is surprising you or is really grabbing your attention as far as human behavior is concerned? That's my question. So leave a comment for below. All right, thank you, and see you the next time. Bye-bye.